Thank you for joining us today. We're talking about one of the most powerful opportunities available to women right now. That's surrogacy. Healthy women across the country are earning $60,000 to $90,000 or more as surrogates, while helping families who otherwise couldn't have children on their own. I'm here with surrogacy industry veteran DeAnn Molina, with over 25 years of experience, and real surrogate right here, Anastasia.
Hello.
Who's lived the journey itself and on her way to her second journey as a surrogate. We're going to explain how this works, who qualifies, how safe it is, and why so many women are using surrogacy to build their own futures and help create families. You've been in surrogacy for over 25 years, isn't that right, DeAnn?
Yes.
Can you tell us what people misunderstand the most about surrogacy?
Yeah, definitely being in the clinic and working in the fertility field for so long, speaking with many women who have been surrogates going through the process, even egg donation and fertility patients, alike. I think the biggest misunderstanding is that women feel there may be a connection with the baby themselves. It's hard to kind of comprehend of like, this baby is not your baby. So couples actually go through in vitro fertilization to create embryos, which means that the genetics are already established before embryos are even thought out and transferred into women. So there's no genetic tie to the woman.
Meaning there's no relation DNA-wise. She's not, the baby's not going to carry any of her traits, any of her family's ancestral traits.
Right, exactly. And ancestral, speaking like we have all those like 23andMe's and stuff. Yeah. This baby is not going to have any kind of tie to the woman.
Okay. And then how about the legal process? Are the surrogates protected legally?
Definitely. Contracts are put into place, and we work with surrogates that are only in surrogate-friendly states where these contracts are actually
enforceable
in
definitely. The courts.
In the court systems, yeah. So they have full legal support through their own counsel that surrogates do get to choose
their own lawyer. Yeah. This is great. And then how about medical screening? Do we do medical screening?
So here at MatchNest, when we look for women or when women come to us to see if they qualify, we do a full medical records review. So it's really important to be upfront and honest with your medical history, because sometimes things do come out in medical records. As well as we do a criminal background check. And honestly, like if you have any kind of concerns about what your background may be, it's really important to be upfront and honest as well, because we can assess those on a case-by-case situation.
And how about emotional support? Are they afforded that with our service at MatchNest?
Definitely. They have 24/7 access to our case managers here at MatchNest, as well as they have a stipend to use for psychological, to meet with a therapist if they need to, monthly check-ins with support groups of other women who are going on their journey as well.
And if you're just tuning in, we're talking about how women can earn $60,000 to $90,000 as surrogates with full medical and legal support. So, DeAnn, what does a surrogate actually get paid?
First-time surrogates are earning about $60,000 to $65,000 as their first-time journey. Things do come into consideration when that amount is discussed, such as the state that you live in, as well as if you're carrying a singleton or a twin pregnancy.
Okay, and so when you say state, it does reflect the compensation. So if you live in a state with higher cost of living like California, for first-time surrogates, they can earn...
Yeah, we're seeing first-time surrogates in California earning about $65,000 up to $70,000 for their first time.
Okay, and for the first time in like a state like Tennessee?
Tennessee, we're seeing about $60,000 to $65,000.
Okay, so there is a variance in that extra $5,000, right? So how does that come into play? How does a surrogate get the top dollar at 70 versus 65 for the first time? Or,
Yeah, so we're looking at how many deliveries a surrogate has had, whether they were vaginal or C-section, and just kind of what their medical history looks like.
So this dictates compensation.
It can.
So what's a prime candidate to earn the top figure?
Prime candidates are actually between the ages of 21 and 32 years of age, with no more than 2 deliveries and no more than 1 C-section delivery.
Okay, and they're the ones that are likely to get that extra 5,000 for their first time.
Yes.
So 21 to 32 with maximum 2 pregnancies, 1 C-section.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was puzzling, and I want to make sure that everybody understands how the compensation is structured. And now, once that's established, how is the money paid out?
So there is 2 different ways of paying out. There's the base compensation, which we just explained, and then there's a benefit package. And so what happens?
Like benefits.
Yeah. So the base compensation is where you will earn for the pregnancy, and that begins after pregnancy is confirmed with heartbeat. The base compensation is divided over 10 equal payments, and it begins the first of the month following that pregnancy confirmation.
Now, that's a big deal.
Yes.
Once they're verified pregnant and it's medically confirmed that it's a viable pregnancy, the very next month, on the first of that month, the checks start rolling in.
Yeah, so surrogates will begin getting a direct deposit. So let's say the base compensation was $6,500 or $65,000. Then the first of the month they'll be getting a direct deposit of $6,500.
And every month
every
after.
first of the month until delivery. And
This
then
is life-changing money.
definitely, because a lot of people, that's what they earn with a full-time job. So this is
Oh, that you bring up something, I don't mean to cut you off, but they don't have to quit their job.
no, definitely not.
They don't have to change their life.
Nope, they don't.
It's just as if, they're carrying.
Correct. So we look for women that are financially stable. So we want this to be compensation that their family can gain from, that they can benefit from, not something that they're going to have to live off of. So a lot of our surrogates are using their compensation for college funds or to save and put down a down payment on their first homes or even start their own business.
So much opportunity comes with this kind of influx of cash.
Yeah.
$6,500 for 10 months. And then the bonuses.
Right.
So this is aside from the 65 to 70,000.
It is a side.
Okay,
But
and
I do want to actually add that, it's over 10 months and women know we're not pregnant for 10 months, right? So when the woman does deliver, then she will get the lump sum of the balance of that base compensation within a week of delivery.
So she could be looking at 20 to 6, it's from 6,500 to up to 20 G's on that last final payment.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. Okay. This is very important to note. And now that we covered how the money's paid out, can you tell us what costs are covered? Costs that a woman would incur being pregnant.
Right. So we talked about a little bit, I touched on the benefit package, right? So we have the base compensation, plus there's an additional benefit package, which can be an extra earning of about $10,000 to $13,000, $14,000 on top
Wow.
of the base compensation.
Wow.
And so you begin earning money from the benefit package earlier in your journey without even a pregnancy being confirmed.
Okay.
Yes.
How does that work?
There's monthly allowances, non-accountable allowances that are paid usually between $350 to $450 a month. So that's just to help with maybe getting gas to go to doctor's appointments, getting some food, or maybe paying copay or getting your vitamins.
This is a life-changing opportunity, not only for the surrogate financially, but for the intended parents and the intended family. This is a wonderful way to enrich yourself and enrich the lives of others through the one thing that makes a family, and that's children. And, being a father of 4, this is what keeps me going. And you being a mother of 5?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Keeps you going. So we're busy making babies. How many kids do you have?
Biologically?
Yeah.
I have 2 that are mine, and then I gave birth to twins.
A twin as a surrogate.
Yeah.
We're going to dive into that next.
Well, yes.
Anastasia, let me ask you, why did you decide to become a surrogate?
I became a surrogate because when I was younger, about 13, 14 years old, can't remember the age, so almost 20 years ago, I heard about surrogacy, and it was really rare back then. But for me, I thought that was an amazing thing that you could do for somebody. was give somebody a family that couldn't get one themselves. So I tried when I was younger, or looked into it, but I didn't have any kids of my own. So I was like, oh, okay. So my thought was I'll wait until I was fully done having my own kids. So I kind of started later in the day, or not day, later
In
older in life, as in for surrogacy. I am now on my second surrogacy, and I just think that it is an amazing thing to do for somebody.
So not just one, you've done it once, and now
Yes.
you're in the process of doing another surrogacy round.
Yes, I'm in the
And-
process of my second surrogacy.
What were you nervous about before starting your first?
I honestly, because I have always thought about it since like 13, 14 years old, I have always had that mindset of, okay, it's not my baby. I'm literally just the oven. So I've never really been nervous. I never had a nervous bone in my body. My first surrogacy, I did put down that I was open for twins. And then my first match was, they wanted twins. And I was like, I actually told DeAnn, I was like, well, whatever. I didn't have my own twins, so let me have twins for somebody else. So
How amazing
You are a
was
twin,
that?
though.
How
I
amazing.
am a twin, and I wanted twins or triplets, and the Lord did not bless me with that. So I decided to have twins for somebody else.
And you blessed them.
I blessed a family with twins. Yes.
What surprised you the most during your journey?
Probably how much what I got out of it, as in
Fulfillment.
the fulfillment of helping somebody else. And that wasn't too much a surprise. I was super excited about that. But surprisingly, the money helped a lot in a lot of things. I was able to start a lot of new things in my life and help my kids in a certain way. And I mean, I didn't do exactly what I wanted to do with it, but we are still very blessed with what we were able to do with it. So
I don't want to dive too much into what you did with it, but I do want to kind of hit that,
little bit.
right? You were able to start your own business.
yes, so I've always liked photography, but I never went into it. And I have a photography friend, and I was talking to her about it, and she was like, do it. So I was like, this is the time to do it. So I now have a photography studio, and I do a lot of different things with it.
That's exciting.
Not just
and you were
photography,
able to
but-
get your son into the sports the travel league?
We are going to be starting travel, but not we did
previously?
pony. No, we did pony.
Oh, okay.
But he needed new bats and cleats and stuff like
It's
that. So
expensive.
sports is expensive, and my daughter dances competitively, and that's not cheap either. So
A lot of travel, a lot of fuel, a lot of costs.
for about a year and a half, we didn't have to question if we were going to be able to afford a competition, or, hey, if you want that sweater from competition, that's $80, go for it. So we did a lot of things. I got a car out of it, started my own business, and,
Blessings upon blessings.
Blessings
You see,
upon blessings.
Because you gave, God gave. It's
Yes.
amazing. You gave a gift that is just not possible. It's just not possible for the people that were in receiving of those
Yeah.
beautiful children, that blessing that you provided them. And
Yeah.
God in turn gave you the ultimate blessing of self-sufficiency. You had the money, you know what I mean? You're empowered, you're enriched. And now on your second journey, how does it differ from your first one? And why did you decide to jump in head first into a second one? Because how long has it been between them?
I gave birth in September of 2024. So it's
Okay.
been a little over a year, but we started the process. We can start the process about 6 months, correct?
Yes, for vaginal delivery, we can begin a new transfer 6 months after, and then for C-section delivery, it's 1 year.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
about 6 months after I gave birth, DeAnn and
We
I
were
started
talking
We were
again.
talking about it. I mean, we talked throughout that, but we were talking about it, and then we just, I
The
don't know.
timing was right. The parents were perfect.
Thank
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Thank God.
We're actually like besties. So it's
I want to be included in that.
we have a lot of fun. They actually met my kids a couple weeks
new
ago.
attended parents. So it is
Yes.
a bonding experience
Oh,
if
absolutely.
you choose for it to be.
Yes, you can choose for it to be a bonding experience, or you can choose for it to be a business experience.
Yeah.
Whichever one you like. I would suggest make sure you are just honest about what you want. If you want to be involved in the parents, or if you want a business transaction, just make it very clear on what you want.
Like you wanted family photos
Yes.
with the intended parents.
Yes, and we do. Yes, that's happening.
That's incredible.
That's happening. It was a surprise.
That's incredible. Now, did you have any incurred costs on health insurance? Did you pay?
No, the agency paid for everything, so,
that's in one of
everything
the-
is
that's-
covered.
That's one of the benefits.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you get a life insurance policy for the
Yeah.
term of the pregnancy?
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's $500,000, right?
It is. It's $500,000. I mean, we really look to take care of our girls. You know, what they're
Yes.
doing is something amazing, and nothing should come out of pocket for them, and they should be supported
Maternity
a
clothes was
whole
covered?
way.
It's in the benefit package.
Yeah.
Yes.
The maternity clothing.
clothes,
So
yes.
this is very in-depth in covering with that monthly stipend, right? Like 300 to 500, you said?
It's about $350 to $450 a month, but the
Okay.
benefit package itself includes so much more.
Is
so,
different than the 350.
Yeah. So like Anastasia mentioned, she got a maternity clothing allowance. She has health care paid for a year. If you don't
Her
have
legal representation
Her legal
for the signing of the contracts is also covered.
it's also covered
All
but
of it.
not included in the benefit package.
Oh, so that's aside, that's in excess. So
Yeah.
you're getting so much protection with matchnest.org by your side. You're getting the right compensation, you're getting the right representation, and you're getting treated like a princess who's delivering the goods to a needy family.
I was going to say that too. Princess.
Yeah. Yes.
Princess treatment.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. And, I really appreciate, you opening up so much about this experience. This is,
It
I'm
was a
really
good time.
excited to bring the
It's a good
news to
time.
everyone. and having you two by my side, let's keep it
I'm
going
all
and
Jump
let's-
in.
Yes.
Jump in.
And if you're just tuning in, we're talking about women who can earn $60,000 to $90,000 plus as surrogates with full medical and legal support. Surrogates are a special kind of woman, a strong woman, a generous woman, a disciplined woman. This isn't about desperation, it's about empowerment. Women are choosing to earn real money while doing something that literally changes the lives of others forever, creating families through love. So DeAnn, who typically qualifies to be a surrogate and how do you protect them?
We work with women between the ages of 21 to 43 years of age who's delivered at least one healthy full-term pregnancy.
Doesn't matter if it's C-section or vaginal?
Not necessarily, but there is like an amount that we
A number of C-sections that's
yeah.
higher risk. And I think that number is 3.
That is correct. And that's what we look at is high risk. So we want to make sure that our surrogates, that they're safe in this kind of a journey.
100%.
So ideally it's no more than 2 C-sections, but we can work with women who've had at least, or not at least, but have had a maximum of 3 C-sections because our network of clinics is very vast. So doctors have different qualifications that they go for. So some are more strict with 1 or 2 or 3.
And in some cases, 3 is still acceptable.
Yes, definitely.
So if you have 3 C-sections, you're still a candidate,
Yes.
a possible candidate, as long as your BMI, this is very important, body
Yeah.
mass index has to be lower than
34.
34. So, keep that in mind. And they have access to you.
They have access to me. I mean, I talk with women all the time, and sometimes with women's BMI is not ideal. I work with them on a plan, like okay,
diet plan,
yeah,
a way to reduce
definitely.
the-
Like if
the excess
if someone
weight.
is serious about this and really wants to achieve this goal for them, then then we work together. We'll have, bi-weekly check-ins, monthly check-ins until their goal has been met. And then it's really exciting because it's just like a huge accomplishment. Like, yay, we made it. Let's get going.
I made weight. Let's get this.
Yeah.
Let's
right.
go.
I mean, and then throughout that whole process of getting down to the ideal weight, I'm still working with them to get pre-qualified. So that's like the last little thing that we need. And once they hit that goal, then it's like, you're ready. Let's move forward.
Okay. So you're already starting the process while they're committed to losing the weight to get to that body mass index of?
More than 34.
No more than 34. Okay. And then you mentioned the age range is from 21 to 42?
43.
43.
Yeah. I have been able to help women as matured as 45 years, although ideally it's less than 43. But it really depends. For older women, it's how many pregnancies have you had and when was the last pregnancy?
And it's also based on their medical screening, right? Because we do medical screening for intended surrogates and we look at their medical history.
Definitely.
So this is another way we're protecting them because we don't want high-risk pregnancies that can hurt the
and
mother.
that's what it boils down to is all these qualifications are for the good of the health of the surrogate. It's not to be discriminatory or anything. Like, we want healthy pregnancies for the baby and for the surrogate.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And you were explaining earlier in the compensation package, you're like, the money of the surrogate's money is placed in an escrow.
Yes. So surrogate is escrow is fully funded before an embryo transfer can occur.
Now, what that means is if your compensation package is $70,000 plus another $10,000 or $11,000 in bonuses, that $80,000 or $81,000 is already deposited with a bank and secured for you as the intended surrogate to be sent out, as we said, monthly payments after a healthy pregnancy is confirmed. And this way you don't have to worry about, if the intended parents are going to come through with the money, or, is there a way I can get,
Yeah, you never have to question whether or not you're going to get paid.
It's on the first of every month.
Or
after
when you're going to
confirmed.
get paid. Everything is laid out. I mean,
Direct deposit.
Direct deposit. It's, if you have any questions, just refer back to your contract.
You don't have to quit your old job. This is like the ultimate way you can enrich yourself and enrich the life of others. If you're wanting to empower yourself, empower your family, and give the ultimate gift of being a parent, of creating a family to a couple in desperate need of children, then this is something that you should definitely look into. If you've just tuned in, this conversation is about surrogacy and how women are earning significant income while helping families who can't conceive on their own. You've heard from the industry experts and a real surrogate, and now we want to tell you what to do next. What should they do next, DeAnn?
They should reach out. So they can go to www.matchnest.org.
The website that's on the screen.
On the screen, and our phone number should be there as well.
And that phone number is 626-684-3973. Have a chat with our AI receptionist, and we're going to get the message and get right back to you. I have a question for both of you, and whoever has the answer, just jump in and answer it. Yes. What would you say to a woman considering surrogacy right now, for whatever the reason? What would you say to them?
Do it.
Jump in.
Okay, you say
Jump in and do it.
This is not like,
Because you know why? It's life-changing. Like, for yourself, being a surrogate, for your own family, and for the family that you're helping. Like, I can't think of another reason other than your insecurities to move forward with it. Like, you're protected, your family's protected. You're earning, you're bringing something to the table for your own family, for the greater good.
It's unmatched.
Yeah.
Packages ranging from, $60,000 plus $10,000 to $12,000 in bonuses. So you're looking at a minimum of $72,000 to a surrogate earning $90,000 plus another $100,000 in a 10-month period. That doesn't negate what you're doing now. You don't have to, quit your job. You don't have to make any kind of. Go ahead, please.
I would say If you've talked about it with somebody and they're trying to talk you out of it or they don't agree, don't listen to them. If it's something that you're interested in or want more information, reach out and just have a conversation with somebody that actually has been through it or is DeAnn.
been in the
Reach out to
business
DeAnn
for
because she's
25 years.
amazing.
Yeah.
So just reach out if you even slightly had a thought about it.
And if you want to reach out, that number again is on your screen. It's 626-684-3973.
Down here.
Today, we're talking about one of the most powerful opportunities available to women right now. We're talking about surrogacy. So, DeAnn, what does a surrogate actually get paid?
First-time surrogates are earning about $60,000 to $65,000 as their first-time journey. Things do come into consideration when that amount is discussed, such as the state that you live in, as well as if you're carrying a singleton or a twin pregnancy.
Okay, and so when you say state, it does reflect the compensation. So if you live in a state with higher cost of living like California, for first-time surrogates, they can earn...
Yeah, we're seeing first-time surrogates in California earning about $65,000 up to $70,000 for their first time.
Okay, and for the first time in like a state like Tennessee?
Tennessee, we're seeing about $60,000 to $65,000.
Okay, so there is a variance in that
There
extra
is.
$5,000, right? So
There
how
is.
does that come into play? How does a surrogate get the top dollar at 70 versus 65 for the first time? Or,
Yeah, so we're looking at how many deliveries a surrogate has had, whether they were vaginal or C-section, and just kind of what their medical history looks like.
so this dictates compensation.
It can.
So what's a prime candidate to earn the top figure?
Prime candidates are actually between the ages of 21 and 32 years of age, with no more than 2 deliveries and no more than 1 C-section delivery.
Okay, and they're the ones that are likely to get that extra 5,000 for their first time.
Yes.
So 21 to 32 with maximum 2 pregnancies, 1 C-section. Okay, that makes sense. Can you tell us what costs are covered? Costs that a woman would incur being pregnant.
Right. So we talked about a little bit, I touched on the benefit package, right? So we have the base compensation, plus there's an additional benefit package, which can be an extra earning of about $10,000 to $14,000 on top
Wow.
of the base compensation.
Wow.
And so you begin earning money from the benefit package earlier in your journey without even a pregnancy being confirmed.
Okay.
Yes. So
How does that work?
there's monthly allowances, non-accountable allowances that are paid usually between $350 to $450 a month. So that's just to help with maybe getting gas to go to doctor's appointments, getting some food, or maybe paying copay or getting your vitamins.
This is a life-changing opportunity, not only for the surrogate financially, but for the intended parents and the intended family. This is a wonderful way to enrich yourself and enrich the lives of others through the one thing that makes a family, and that's children. And, being a father of 4, this is what keeps me going. If you're a healthy woman who's had at least 1 successful pregnancy and you're curious about earning $60,000 to $90,000 or more, we invite you to learn more by visiting matchnest.org as seen on your screen, or giving us a call right now to 626-684-3973. Our AI receptionist is waiting for you. There's no obligation, just information. Take the first step, see if you qualify, and decide if this journey is right for you. Apply at matchnest.org. This is a life-changing opportunity, not only for the surrogate financially, but for the intended parents and the intended family. This is a wonderful way to enrich yourself and enrich the lives of others through the one thing that makes a family, and that's children. And, being a father of 4, this is what keeps me going. If you're a healthy woman who's had at least one successful pregnancy and you're curious about earning $60,000 to $90,000 or more, we invite you to learn more by visiting matchnest.org as seen on your screen, or giving us a call right now to 626-684-3973. Our AI receptionist is waiting for you. There's no obligation, just information. Take the first step, see if you qualify, and decide if this journey is right for you. Apply at matchnest.org.